So recently I put out a short saying that with the world falling apart, we may get a whole new wave of protest music and art, and included a call out. Come ye artists, show us what you've got. And as an example, I gave Wake Up by Llunr, which many people know as the Palestine protest song. Also, I really hope I'm pronouncing Llunr correctly. I tried so hard to find a pronunciation guide online and basically failed, so apologies if I got that wrong. What I was not expecting though was a number of you to recommend other songs and bands, and they're all awesome! So this video is just to collate all those suggestions into one place and talk about how cool they are. Basically, we're gonna share some awesome art. Now, unfortunately, I can't play the songs for copyright reasons. At least I don't think I can. I might be able to get away with like a few seconds of it, but I'm not gonna risk it, just in case. So in the description will be links to everything I talk about here. It's all awesome. Go listen to it, you'll have a great time. And to be clear, nothing I say here is going to be bad. This isn't a criticism video, this is a you guys were awesome, so let's celebrate that video. And I'm going to show the comments that suggested each song, but I am gonna black out the names of the commenters because, honestly, you guys didn't sign up for this. And I do apologize about that. If you're one of those commenters though, I've tagged you beside the songs that you recommended, because I want to credit you guys, you did such a good job, this is awesome! But I also want to respect your wishes, and if you don't want to be a part of this, that's much easier to remove. Either way, thank you so much for your recommendations. I'm making this video because I genuinely think art like these songs are how we help fix this world, how we can help each other up and fight back. So let's share the things that can help. Here's the list. First off, Voice of the Silent by John Lundvik. This thing is inspirational. Think How to Train Your Dragon flying for the first time with an electric edge and lyrics. Or the best of the Disney Renaissance where the hero prepares for the journey to come or is working their way out of the dark night of the soul because the inspiration was inside them all along and they can rise to the challenge. It's upbeat and kind and you can do the thing. It fights by lifting you up to the challenge. It's fantastic and almost tear-jerking if you're willing to fly with it. Next, from the same comment, Stormchaser by Birgo. This is almost the opposite. The ground is scorched, the fight continues, and yet we rise. It feels very feminine rage, almost. The lyrics have lines like, "Let the ground shake, but I will not tremble today." This is a fight song, in that it gives you strength for the battle. And one thing that comment pointed out, both of those artists were in Eurovision. Artists with songs of inspiration and power, and you can do the thing, even if the world is falling on top of you. And Eurovision isn't generally the counterculture choice, though sometimes it might seem it is. It's actually fairly mainstream. These aren't radical ideas, that's just where the culture is moving. And that gives me so much hope. So we have empowerment. Next we have songs that themselves will fight. Starting with Monopoly Money by Moonwalker. You want punk? You want punk being punk by fighting with words and noise that can't be silenced? These are the lyrics. First verse. See if maybe you recognize anything. When I was a kid, we didn't murder CEOs, they just gave us each a penny and we did what we were told. They don't care how many people they watch work themselves to death. The only thing they're scared of is a bullet in the chest. Punk is not known for subtlety, and it's not meant to. It's known for fighting against power structures and people that others think can't be touched. And sometimes that fight is lost. But punk, as a rule, does not go quietly into that good night. Not quietly at all. And especially now. We need more punk. Following that, from the same comment, we have Cost of Living by Naethan Apollo, which is almost a monologue set to music. It's electric guitars and words with just as much distortion in verse as they are in volume. It is a scream against the current climate and, well, the cost of living. Both punk, both brilliant. They fight with sound and song and launch a signal in the air, a great flare that lights up the world and says, hey, this is not okay. And while we're on punk, a friend suggested one more to share. Because we need more of these fights and flares and a means to stand up, especially when those in power would rather we not. So they suggested God Save the Queens by Vienna, Vienna. It's a rock gut punch, a signal on the side of the queer community. A light in the dark that says, hey, we are here. It feels like old school punk that I heard as a kid in all the best ways. And I think it only came out in the last few weeks. Right, so we have empowerment and we have weaponry. How do we fight though? How do we stand against a world of nihilism and hate? Well, love. Community. The reason I wanted to make this video, the first inkling of the idea, was because one of the first comments that my short received, at least one of the first recommendations that I saw, was "You Give Me Strength" by The Weeknd. This is from the Avatar 2 soundtrack, a film about connecting with nature, about coming together to fight against an oppressive incoming force, about fighting against colonialism. And this song is about connection and finding strength in and from those around you. And I wanted to make this video because the commenter mentioned that this song makes them feel like part of a bigger community. And that, my friends, is how we fight. We come together, we have each other's backs. We form communities and friendship groups and artistic collaborations that help us stand tall, help us build a world that we want to live in. We're humans. We need our people. And our people, our community, is our greatest defense against all of the madness that's so constantly thrown at us. Speaking of which, our final recommendation, because we need to end on a high note, and sometimes you need some joy in your fight. And because before there was punk music, there was folk music, telling stories of people living in an uncertain world. Jesse Wells. In entirety. He's one guy and a guitar, lyrics that could charm a poet, and a voice that sounds like it's seen more than most, but still knows how to smile. If you want some light in your life, and a sense that maybe things ain't so bad, with just a little bit of protest still in the mix, go listen to Jesse Wells. You won't regret it. And that's the list. Again, all those links should be below. Thank you everyone for watching and leaving your comments. It was so amazing to see all those responses and recommendations. If you have more songs to suggest, or art in general, writing, painting, dance, anything that helps you get through these times or helps fight against a world that wants us all to sit down and be quiet, then post those links below. I'll add them all into a list in a pinned comment or something, or description, or there's something down there somewhere that there will be a place. And yes, there can even be your own art, especially if it's your own art. The world needs your awesomeness, and honestly, I want to see what cool things you guys can make. But rules, no hate, bigotry, etc., and no AI, okay? Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.